I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of Winona. Today we're at the Lake Park Lodge to participate in the BK 5K PR Memorial Road Race sponsored by the Winona Rotary Club. Now when I say participate, it doesn't mean that I'm going to run in the race, but we will find out from the actual runners what the race is all about. We'll also talk with one of the organizers of the event and find out the true purpose behind this run.
Right, the Winona Rotary Club is hosting the BK 5K road race tomorrow. And it's a 5-kilometer run or walk around East Lake Winona. So we'll be starting up by the Lions Pavilion, the Gepner Pavilion, and then heading east around the lake along Highway 61, and we'll be coming right by here and ending near the JC Pavilion.
Okay, well tell me about the Rotary Club itself. Now you're a member or are you the president?
Yes, well, I'm the member of the Rotary Club. Been a member for nearly 23 years now, so I have pretty good history with the club. The club just celebrated its 80th anniversary, by the way. We had a celebration this year, so the club is well established in Winona. It has a tradition of community service. Our motto is service above self. The club itself has about 75 members, men and women. We meet every Wednesday at, currently we're meeting at Westfield Golf Course for a lunch and meeting. Well, we are focused on community service, and we look around the community and we see some of the projects. Well, right here, a couple years ago, we spearheaded the drive to provide the funds for resurfacing the bike path around the lake. And at the far end of the lake, way down at the end, there's the bridge. And that was probably our first project here in the lake area in 1971. Frisbee Golf Course down by the hospital. The Rotary Club sponsored that. But around town, we at different times helped out with Wilkie fund drives. The pavilion in Wyndham Park is a Rotary project. Way out near St. Mary's, that new bridge, it was another project on the bike path that the Rotary Club spearheaded. So we like to believe that we're always working on projects that help the community as a whole. The first year we did the race, the funds from that race went to paint the band shell. And I think you can see there some excellent colors were chosen, so we're thinking that we'll be able to do an equally good job here with the lodge. Okay, so the first year you contributed to the band shell. Tell me how much you raised the first year. Well, that was the first year, and we were right around $7,200, which we didn't think was too bad for the first project, our first year for the project. Last year it grew. This year we're hoping it grows some more. There are also other projects that we do, probably a little more in the background, but we provide scholarships each year for students at St. Mary's and Winona State and the Technical College. We have a program, one of the largest student exchange programs in the world, so we try to host at least one inbound student each year, and we were able to send an outbound student, and that's a worldwide program. We also have a college exchange program, and in fact this past week we hosted a business exchange where we had 5 people from Guatemala here for a week. So the Rotary is kind of a multifaceted club here in Winona. Rotary itself is approaching its century year in the year 2005. So this year's project, in fact, with Lake Park Lodge has been designated by our club as a century project. Each club has been asked to identify something to do for their community to help out. So we've decided that the Lake Park would be our project for Rotary's century anniversary. Last year, and it's not possible to see from here, of course, we worked on the inside or provided funds that we renovated or remodeled the bathrooms so that they're now handicap accessible and have all new fixtures. And then that was part of the work also. The kitchen's been redone. This year we're moving outside though, so it's going to be a little bit more visible. We intend to provide the funds to paint the building entirely and also provide the Bison's stone wainscoting along the front. So I think it'll be really spruced up after the end of the summer.
The original Lake Lodge was built in 1924 by a group of spirited citizens known as the Winona Park and Drive Improvement Association. It was built for a cost of $13,600. The lower level was used to store canoes and boats and had a group of 6 garage doors facing the lake. The downstairs also provided a warming room for the mini ice skaters. The open pavilion on the second floor had a concession stand and picnic tables, not to mention a beautiful view at all times of the year. The lodge was known as the Boathouse and Pavilion until 1956. For a cost of $29,000, in 1956, Eckert and Carlson, Winona architects, designed the remodeled lodge which we see today. The top half of the building was demolished and a new peaked roof was installed. A kitchen was put in the center of the building with a divided room across the back facing the lake. One side is used as a meeting and recreational room, and the other side is still used as a skater's warming room.
Tell me a little bit more about the race. What does the BK 5K PR exactly stand for?
Well, that's good. BK, quite frankly, stands as the initials of Bob Kierlin. And it was Bob's idea that, and he's a runner, and he's been in many races over the years, and although he participated, his efforts oftentimes weren't acknowledged because he wasn't one of the top 3 finishers, but he himself was improving in his performances. So he had an idea that if we take a 5K distance, and people identify their personal record, their PR, and then they compete just against their PR. So if you've run 5K and your best time is so many minutes, so many seconds, you give us that, you come out here and run, and if you can improve on that time, then you get the trophy. In fact, everybody who improves on their personal record receives a trophy.
This is Rick Betzinger, and Rick is going to explain to us how the computer system for this race works.
Well, what we did is we had one of our computer programmers from the Fastenal Computer Department put together a program where we'll enter in the person's name and their personal record, and then when we get the race results, we will enter that information in, and the computer program will check those results against their personal record, and if they beat their personal record, it will print out their name and their personal time on a clear plastic label. And then what we will do is we will take those plastic labels and we'll put them on the trophies at the bottom so it personalizes it. So unlike most races where you'll just leave and say that, you know, this, you're first place, second, or third, this one you're actually racing against yourself. And if you can beat your time, you will receive a personalized trophy instead of just a standard trophy.
The race began at 9 a.m. on a beautiful Saturday morning with over 70 runners. 4 Cotter students started them off with a Star-Spangled Banner. The Rotary Club measured a path of 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers around Lake Winona, and the entrants either walked or ran all the way in hopes of beating their previous personal record and winning a lovely trophy. We stopped off at the finish line and talked with some of the runners to find out what the race means to them.
Looks like you beat last year, Kevin. Good job.
Kevin Mahoney was the first person across the line at 18 minutes and 10 seconds.
This is Kevin Mahoney, who actually won the race today. Kevin, how was that for you?
Well, it was fine. It was a great day out here. Had a lot of fun, nice weather, so good day to be out here.
Have you run in this race before?
I ran 2 years ago and won that year also.
Tell me about your personal record. How did it improve?
Well, I hit my target time, but because I'm over 40, I get to add almost 4 minutes to my PR. So I was quite a few minutes off my best time ever, but bettered my target time by a minute.
Can you tell us what your best time ever was for a 5K?
15:30.
Wow, and what'd you do today?
18:10.
Okay, and what'd you do last time you ran in this race?
Ran an 18:30 or an 18:40, something like that.
So what do you think of this race?
Oh, it's always a good first-year race, beginning of the season. Good turnout and a good cause.
Laura Curlin. All right, way to go, way to go. Our first female finisher.
Laura Carolyn came in second in the race, 1 minute and 43 seconds behind Kevin Mahoney.
This is Laura Curlin, who is the first woman across the line. How does that feel?
That feels great. I'm just happy to be done. I'm glad I finished.
Are you used to winning races?
No, usually it doesn't happen. But today was a really nice day and it was a really great course, so I did the best I could. It's fun.
Have you done this race before?
No, I never have. But from what I hear is like the first year I think they had such good weather. So I'm glad this is the one I did.
Congratulations to all our runners. You're doing a fantastic job.
One of the youngest runners, Gethin Angel, came in about 2 minutes after Laura.
What was it like to run the race?
Very tough. It's pretty worn out, but it's got a nice pace.
Now, I understand that you're the youngest runner in the race.
I might be one of them. There's another boy, he's about this big, and he's running.
What was your time?
21:50, something pretty close to that.
That's fantastic. Do you run a lot?
I try to.
Now, have you run this race before?
I've ran the Goodview Gallop, but I haven't run this particular one, no.
Okay. Did this beat your personal record today?
Yes, it did.
Oh, wonderful. What was your record before?
I think it was a 25.
Okay. So does that mean you're going to get a trophy today?
I'm not sure. I hope so.
Okay. Well, good job.
Thank you.
All right, here comes a group of folks coming.
The very youngest runner, 7-year-old Matt Schrupp, showed everyone how it's done by coming in around 25 minutes, right in front of his dad.
This is a whole family, and all three of you ran? Have you run before?
Oh, yeah. This was his first race last year. His first 5K was this BK Memorial race.
Tell me how you did this year compared to last year, Matt.
My last time was 29 minutes.
And how did you do this time?
Pretty good.
Yeah, did you beat that record?
Yeah.
So you're going to get a trophy today.
Uh-huh.
So how do you feel about running in races?
Really good.
Okay, what was it like this morning running?
Really hot.
Now, did you beat your mom and dad?
My mom beat me.
How about your dad? Did you beat your dad?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
That's good. I'd rather have him beat me than have me beat him. So.
And Mom, how do you feel about beating your son?
He could have had me. He just let me win. He's a gentleman.
So do you often run as a family?
We do. We do races all summer long. We start in the spring and finish off. We actually host a race in October, the Rock and Roll Run. So we try to keep running in the family.
He actually just runs the races. He doesn't train at all, so we run a lot. So he does pretty well when he just comes out here and never does any running before. So
tell me what you think of this race.
This is a great race. Well organized. The shirts are great. The trophy is
and the weather
awesome.
Much better this year than last.
I understand last year was a little rainy.
We were running in sleet and wind gusts of 30 miles an hour? It was bad.
Well, tell me how this works. Now tell me about the personal best and tell me how that relates to you.
Well, I usually lie on my personal best so I can get the trophy. Oh, I don't know. I vary so much in my running, but I think I beat last year. So.
All right, John O'Connor. Woohoo! Great job.
John O'Connor, the race's oldest participant at 71 years old, came in at 27 and a half minutes.
This is John O'Connor, who's run the race. How was it for you, John?
It was good for me today. My predicted time, I beat it by 4 minutes. So.
Oh, super. So that means you're a trophy winner.
Yeah, I'm a trophy winner, but I had to. When you get to be older, you get to add a lot of seconds to your time, your best PR. So it turned out fine. And I just ran a race in Denver a couple of weeks ago, and I improved my time by 2 minutes here. So I was happy with that. So that means you're starting to get into race shape. You gotta race to get in race shape, and that's that's what it's all about. But this is a great race, and it's good to test your PR. So I enjoyed it.
What do you think of the BK run?
I think it's great. I think as the years goes on, more and more people will be here and be more part of it. And once some people probably don't understand how to figure out what their PR is, and they add the seconds to it. But I think it'll grow and be a great race.
John, explain to me what the PR is. Explain
PR
that.
Is your personal. It's your personal best run, your personal record. And I had to go back to when Max's Restaurant existed out in the Miracle Mall to figure out when I ran 20 minutes and 4 seconds. So then I added all. Then I had to add 31 years onto that times 25 seconds. So that's pretty good. I guess it pays to get old.
Whether you were an experienced runner or a first-time runner, this race proved to be an enjoyable experience for all.
Remember, you're going against your own personal record.
Have you run in this race before, in the BK race?
No.
Okay. How about you, Henry?
No, I haven't. No, this is my first race of any kind, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me how you did.
Well, I was in a little bit over the time I thought I would make, but I'm happy that I came out and did it. It was a personal challenge for me, and felt good crossing the finish line and knowing that I was helping out the Rotary Club and all the good work that they're doing.
Are you going to run it next year so you can improve your time this year?
Well, right now with all the endorphins flowing, I'll say sure. When next year comes around and the cramps set in, well, then we'll maybe reevaluate.
Are you normally a runner?
No, I don't normally run. I walk back and forth to work, and I run on the treadmill sometimes, but this is my first time running on a road.
Now, you haven't run this race before, have you? Tell me what it was like for you.
Exhilarating, especially crossing the finish line ahead of him. Well, it was great. It was a good experience. I've never run in a 5K before, and like Tom said, it was good to help out the Rotary Club and the things that they're doing. So it was fun. I'll do it.
And why did you do
it? I have a bunch of races I wanted to do this summer, and this is one that was within my schedule, and it seemed like a good cause and a good time. And I like Winona. I used to live here, and wanted to come back and run here. So
This is John Steiber, who runs the race in a little bit different manner. John, I saw you running. You've got jeans on. Whatever possesses you to run a race with jeans?
I do all my training on the hills, and when you run on the hills, you often fall down. There's rocks and things like that, so you get used to running in jeans and you just run in them.
Well, let's work for you.
And it isn't that hot today, so I thought it wouldn't be bad.
Now, John, have you run in this race before?
I've run in it, this is the third time. I've run it the other 2 times, and I don't get my PR here, but I have a lot of fun. The race is very well organized. The course is laid out real well. The people give us a lot of support and encouragement, and it's just a well-run race. No problems.
Super, thank you. This is Heidi Wisniewski, who is the designer of the shirts, and I understand you've been the designer every year for the shirts. Is that right? Now, these are kind of unique, and every year it's a little different. Tell me what makes it different.
The first year, Bob wanted the aspiration from the cartoon BC. That's his favorite cartoon. And we also wanted to incorporate this year the Rotary Club with Sugarloaf. Every year, we incorporate a new cartoon man, our little jogger.
We've got another person coming across the finish line. Keep going, keep going.
Bob. All right, Bob.
All right, this is our own Bob Curlin. Let's hear a round of applause for Bob. He's one of the promoters and the founders of this race, and we thank him very much.
Nice race, Bob. How did you decide to put this together?
I've always been a back-of-the-pack runner and never winning any hardware. I thought, gee, it'd be nice if everybody had a chance to win something by just doing well compared to their normal time. So that's the whole concept of the race, that if you beat your age-adjusted personal best, you can get a trophy.
That's a wonderful concept. Now tell me what it does for you. Are you improving each year?
I improved last year. You know, there's peaks and valleys. This is a valley, unfortunately.
Okay, well, everyone's obviously enjoying themselves. It's a wonderful race. Would you like to say anything else about the race and about the people that attend?
Well, I think it's great that the people come out, and it's even better the number of sponsors that we have for the race, because it is really a community-enhancing event. The monies have gone to remodel the band shell and now the Lake Park Lodge. It really is something great for the community, and to have everybody participate like this is a wonderful feeling.
Great. Thanks for all you do, Bob. That's great.
And here come a couple more finishers. All right, Maggie and Willie. Rotary's on. Yay, Willie, you did it.
Several of the participants chose to walk the course. Some pushed strollers so their little ones could enjoy the walk with them. The day was beautiful. Some of the runners received a trophy for their efforts. The Rotary Club raised over $12,000 to improve the looks of the Lake Lodge, and the general attitude of all who participated was that the BKPR 5K run was fun, invigorating, and for a good cause. This has been Joyce Woodworth. Please join me again next week. Till then, enjoy the Spirit of Winona.